Hey there and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. If you are new to my channel, do consider subscribing before you leave, and if you're a returning subscriber, if you haven't already, because I've said it about a million times, do consider hitting that little bell down below for notifications on when I put up new videos. I upload twice a week. With that being said, I am really excited for today's video. I've been doing a lot of fashion lately. Not that I don't want to, not that I don't love bringing you fashion, but at the core of it, I've always strived to be and to talk about body positivity and the aspects of body positivity that aren't really talked about on a routine basis. And one of my friends, Lexie, who also runs a really, super cool Facebook group called Mermaid Fashion, actually did a blog post recently featuring some of my pictures and breaking down the idea of being called an apple shape, a pear shape, a watermelon shape, whatever it is, and talking about that and talking about how brands treat us and how we're viewed and how we're broken down and treated based off of these body types we are sort of prescribed. And that's not necessarily what I'm going to talk about in this video, but it is super interesting, seriously a great read. I think there's a lot of really great information in that blog post, and I absolutely suggest checking it out. And I want to thank Lexie for sponsoring this video. She is amazing, and I really think you guys should go check out all the information in the description below. But with that being said, I've been wanting to sit down and talk about this and revisit this subject for quite some time, because you're new if you don't know, and if you do know, I'm an apple shape, and we don't see apple shapes very often. So without further ado, grab a snack, get comfortable, and let's get into it. I don't really have a direction I'm going in with this video. If you didn't know this about me, I'm actually one of the reasons the term VBO was created, if not like one of the main reasons the term VBO was created. It's actually coined by my friend Kyla, who wanted to kind of create a name after all of the belly hugging outfits that I was wearing, and she's like, you know what, we gotta call that VBO, and it just sort of took off from there. And it was very much something that I embraced in my fashion and something that I really love to do, and it was something that I hadn't really seen much of. Not to say that I was the pioneer in VBO, because I wasn't. There were definitely other role models out there for me, it's just not something I really saw much of. And I think that doing that for myself really helped me embrace my belly. But it's also interesting being that the body positive community is so large now. It's something that most everybody knows of. If you say body positivity, there's a good or bad reaction to it, but people know what it is. Where I started before this whole body positive movement, where I started gave me more confidence in myself and in my VBO and in my belly hugging outfits than I found now. And I have tried for so long to ignore this. I've tried for what feels like years to stay in my bubble, but it gets to you, and it's been getting to me. And somebody asked this to me on my Instagram live that I just went on, and one of the questions was, do you always feel confident in your body? And the truth is, no. I don't. It's hugely vulnerable for me to sit here and admit to you guys that I don't always feel comfortable with my belly. I don't always feel comfortable with my VBO, and it feels like in ways that was sort of ripped from me, because I felt pretty rock solid in my ability to wear belly hugging outfits, to rock my VBO, and it just feels like this community who's here to serve us and give us confidence is in ways almost harming our perceptions of ourselves more. Just like anything, if there's one desired body type that's kind of put on a pedestal above everything else, if you don't look like that, if you don't fit into that very narrow idea of what is beautiful and what's in at the moment, it's gonna leave a lot of people feeling underrepresented, unseen, like their body is wrong somehow. But it just seems like there's a lot of people who are kind of waving from the background being like, hey, what about me? And you might be one of those people right now, and I'm most certainly one of those people, and I feel very alone sometimes. And I want to challenge people to look at that and see how maybe if there are a group of people saying that they still feel underrepresented, then maybe that's something we need to take a look at. So how do you challenge that? And this is a big question. This is a huge deal. I don't necessarily have all the answers on how to break it down, but first and foremost, if you are somebody who has more of the desirable traits, and I want to make sure that nobody thinks I'm saying that like anybody who's a pear shape, who's thick, who, you know, has fat, has it easy. I'm not by any means saying that. Every body type is valid. Every person struggles in their own unique way, and there are a group of people who definitely feel underrepresented for a reason, and we have to listen to those people. We have to give a platform, not even just for myself, but we have to give a platform and a voice for those people to speak up, to say how they've been feeling, to have their voices heard, because I think that's hugely powerful, and I think it creates a space for people to change and to allow growth that could be super beneficial for so many people and make amazing changes. And I also, this is for an individual level, I challenge you to really limit yourself to only seeing Instagrammers or only seeing influencers or whatever the word you want to use, only allowing people in your own personal space. I mean like through social media and stuff. It's okay to unfollow somebody for your own well-being. It's okay to say, I enjoy this person's content, but sometimes this person's content can make me feel negatively about myself, and maybe I should step back and take a look at this again when I'm ready to, when I've done some internal work. And then another great thing that you can do is build your own community of people who understand. And I've said so many times that I want to create a Facebook group or something for people who feel like I do and people who might feel like you do, who feel like maybe their body types aren't represented. Just having a really solid community around you is beneficial and helpful too. With all that being said, and I feel like I've kind of gone on a rant, I just want to end this by saying one last thing. Your body is not less worthy than somebody else's because it looks different from what is the societal norm. It is super helpful and important to remember that through the generations, different body types have been considered to be the most beautiful and most desired. And it is going to always be impossible for one set of people in this world to look like what is the most desired body. And it would be so unfortunate to spend your life, you know, wishing you could be somebody else, look like somebody else, when this is you and this is your body, and there's nothing about it that makes it less beautiful. Sometimes when I'm feeling my lowest, I'll look at people and think, why didn't I get built like that? Why is my body not like that? And then I remember that my body has given me amazing things and done amazing things for me, and I've looked at it with love previously. And why now am I suddenly looking at this body with negative feelings and negative emotions? And that really boils down to what the current trend is in our media. And it is so important, I can't say this enough, to really surround yourself with a community of people who get it, who get you, who are willing to challenge you when you're feeling that way about your body, and support you and give you encouragement and remind you that you are beautiful and worthy and valuable now, not when you lose 20 pounds, 40 pounds, 80 pounds, now, right this moment. I feel like I've kind of rambled a whole lot, and so I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping up this video. I just feel like I've been wanting to touch base on this for a really long time and discuss how sometimes I'm not the most confident with this apple shape that I have, and that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable and to feel low days, but it is super important to take that and to dissect it and to really figure out where it's coming from. I want to thank Lexie again for sponsoring this video. She is a doll. I really highly suggest checking out her blog post as well as Mermaid Fashion. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this video, so don't forget you can find new videos from me every Wednesday and every Sunday, and new blog posts every Tuesday and every Thursday, and I'll see you next time. Bye!